I approached this round like a field test, not a hype test. What stood out first was how much the unit matured from early beta behavior into something production stable. I tracked repeatability over multiple runs, and the consistency improved enough that I now trust its default logic without having to correct it after every cycle.
The biggest differentiator for me is surface strategy. Instead of passively bumping into floating debris, it actively creates water movement that funnels leaves and bugs inward. That current-based capture feels deliberate, especially during high-leaf days when passive skimming usually falls behind, and the top layer gets messy again within hours.
I noticed the strongest outcomes when I treated it as a mode-based tool, not a one-button miracle. If I prioritize surface cleanup before deeper passes, water presentation improves fast, and the rest of the cycle starts from a cleaner baseline. That sequencing gave me better visual results than running a single generic mode every time.
Suction strength feels meaningful in real spots, not just on paper. When it crosses fine grit patches, pickup is decisive, and the basket retains material that older systems use to recirculate. That matters to me because clarity gains are tied to what stays captured, not just what gets stirred around during the cleaning path.
Coverage patterns are generally structured, but I still account for corner cases. In my tests, deep corners and stair transitions can remain the weak edge when debris is dense, so I schedule occasional dedicated floor-focused cycles. Doing that intentionally works better than expecting one mixed pass to perfect every geometry challenge.
The retrieval design is one of those underappreciated wins. End-of-cycle surfacing happens reliably enough that I'm not wasting time hunting at the bottom. The controlled drain behavior right after lift-out also reduces awkward carry weight, which sounds small until you repeat this routine week after week.
Ergonomics surprised me in a good way. It is still a substantial device, but the handling flow feels better thought out than many earlier cordless units I've used. Carry, set down, basket access, and recharge all happen with fewer awkward steps, which lowers friction and makes frequent operation feel realistic instead of annoying.
Maintenance is refreshingly clean in this setup. A single large basket and straightforward rinse process remove the messy teardown feeling that used to discourage frequent runs. I value that because maintenance design is what determines whether a good robot stays good after months, not just how impressive it looks on day one.
App behavior has clearly improved from launch phase quirks. Status visibility during cleaning is useful, and the controls are practical without overcomplication. I don't rely on underwater remote expectations, so I focus on pre-run configuration and post-run checks, which is where the app currently delivers the most reliable value.
From a product positioning angle, I see this as a purposeful mid-range machine rather than a feature showcase flagship. If someone wants every experimental intelligence layer, there are pricier options. If the goal is dependable multi-purpose cleaning with strong surface performance, this balance feels smarter and easier to justify.
Another thing I respect is transparent trade-offs. Heavier sinker debris can sometimes evade top mode capture, and tricky steps are still imperfect. But those limitations are predictable, and predictable limits are manageable. I'd rather adapt around known behavior than chase unpredictable misses across every part of the pool.
Charging workflow is plain and efficient. Connect, top up in a few hours, and it is ready again without ceremony. That simplicity pairs well with a run every few days cadence. Over time, this kind of